What's going on, people? It's your man the White B. Once again, big shout out to my doggy, the king of coin, Lawrence King, for coming through and boosting up the coins. So, as promised, man, I mentioned this on the live stream, but I like to save it for a separate video because this ain't Kappas are us, man. We tell the truth right here. So, as you know, we tried to hit some licks on EUBANK versus Hen 2. I've never seen someone so shot, man. He missing now, even though a EUBANK at, man. Yeah, and rightfully so. Yeah, and he should have been left 50 cent and that moody coat that he walked in there with at home. That's what he should have been done. Never mind disappearing after the fight. He should have been left 50 at home. Anyway, so he put some moody bets on, and let's run it down. And I've got to be honest with you, I actually end up hitting a bit of a lick, to tell the truth. So I'll run it from the start of the plays. Here we go. Maybe I'll make that screen a little bigger for the masses. I guess I could just do the full screen, can I, really? Yeah, I'll do the full screen. It's one of them. Alright, here we go. This was the plays. We'll do a run in total. I think I'm up 100 large, to be fair. So we got bumped for a tenner on EUBANK unanimous. So we're down 10 large right there. Then we got bumped for this moody acca here. It was a big acca though. Look, 12 to 1, man. 12 to 1. Casserole messed it up. I'm not even mad about the EUBANK one. That was diabolical. It wasn't even close. The Casserole one should have been close, really. So we got bumped there. We're down 20 large. And now this is the one as well. What was this? How many large is this supposed to be? Why is it not telling me? Why does it tell me 12 to 1 there and nothing here? Wait there. Total stake. Where's the return? Don't even tell you. Rubbish, these systems, aren't they? I guess it was around 5 to 1 probably, but either way, Casserole messed it up, so we're down 25 large. I put a few pounds on there with Esserman by decision towards it. He started coming back. It's only a pound though, but I thought the odds, listen, at 14 to 1, you can't go wrong. Esserman, I know Casserole gets tired at the end as well, so I thought Esserman could start weighing him in. So we're down 27 large. What have I put another tenner on this melon for? So what was that, 27? So we've got another tenner on EUBANK here. So that's minus 37. And then we hit this coup. Yeah, we came in late in the clutch. 11 to 4. I put 20 large on for BENN by decision. So that brought in 55 profit at 175. What's that, 55 minus 37? About 18 bucks. We're up at this point. I hit another coup here. Another coup d'etat came in. And we got £8. So we're up 25 on that account when it's all said and done. To be fair, given, just think about it. If that Casserole, who was the last cat he punched up like that? He ain't punched no one up, man. Let's call a spade here. So given that, and given how bad EUBANK was, then again, if BENN had knocked out EUBANK, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. It would have gone left for sure. So it does take an element of luck, but EUBANK never should have reasonably. That was diabolical, right? Even if EUBANK was to lose on points, you can't bet on the tail events. That was a tail event for EUBANK. If he'd have come in even half alive, BENN still would have won, but he wouldn't have, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have been touch and go whether he made it to the end of the fight. Anyway, what was it again? What was the 25 were up at this point? I think we talked about this particular account on what was it? On the live stream. This saved this account as well. I put 43 quid down on Adam Azim to land the most power punches at 1.53 decimal, and that brought in 22. And then of course I got bumped with all the accas. Casserole by decision, EUBANK and BENN to go the distance, and Adam Azim to land the most power punches. That was like a 5 to 1 lick. Lost a tenner there. So what were we up again? We're up 25 on this one. Then we've made 22, so that's 47. Then we've lost a tenner on the Mudiaka, so that's 37. We've lost a fiver here. What was it? Oh my god, I'm cross-eyed, man. I'm not gonna lie, I've got the numbers again. What was it? 25 on here, plus 22. That's 47. Then we're down here. We've lost 10. That's 37. And we lost another fiver. That's 32. Casserole by unanimous. And that was BENN and EUBANK to go to unanimous decision. So that, again, if Casserole, if we'd have got to, this was a 10-1 place, this one here was, Adam Azim to land the most power punches, Casserole to win by UD, and, what's his name, Ben and EUBANK to go to unanimous decision. That was a 10-1 lick. You see what I mean? All Casserole had to do was make it to the end of the fight. The Echo Esserman. What round was it? 11 or 12? Jack Casserole. These small margins. Yeah. 11th. Okay, so it wasn't the 12th, but whatever. Don't really matter. It was almost there, man. Leaky deaky deaky deaky. Esserman, man. How about engine? Yeah? Thomas the Tank looking ass. That's how he looked to me. Never mind no engine. You like Thomas the Tank, bro. No good. Anyway, what was the running total again? I think it was 32, wasn't it? After this one, we was up 47. We've lost 10. We've lost 5 here. So we're at 32. And then we've lost... No, that was balanced. So even this, on them two accounts, we're up 32 still. And that's bearing in mind, yeah... But that's why I told you the other day, man. I'm only doing in-game plays from now on. Honestly, I'm only doing in-game plays. I'm not messing around with it. If you look at EUBANK, right? If you can bet on a fight before it happens and someone can get in the ring in that state, there's almost no point. Honestly, there's no point. You might as well be flat going into the event, watch the fight, and after watching 3 rounds, if I was flat, what happens is you get. Once you've gone on something before a fight, so once you've bet on EUBANK before a fight, right, you then become, well, there's a number of factors. We have the underlying estrogen issue, but you become a football team supporter, essentially. I'm watching EUBANK, and I'm seeing he's useless, but I was thinking to myself, no, he's going to come back, and it's a plan, and it's a ploy. In reality, objectively, he was completely useless. He was. So, but if I was flat, plus there's other factors as well, like some accounts don't let you cash out, and even the ones that do, they move with the odds, right? So if you've put £100 down and then the guy's getting boxed up, you can only cash out 50. So you've got that, what's that fallacy, that sunk cost fallacy or something like that, where you're down 50, and rather than cashing out and saving your 50, you're just hoping, you're living on a prayer. You see what I mean? If I was flat though, you can go into it, watch it, and if you see value, i.e. EUBANK look shots to bits, you put 20 on. Ben early in the fight, 2-3 rounds in, where it was pretty obvious if you was flat and wasn't trying to get your losses back. If you've got 100 on EUBANK and you see you can cash out 50, you're hoping, no, maybe something will happen, even though it's not rational. So if you're flat, you can then say, listen, I think Ben at 6-1 is worth a punt, based on what I've seen over 3 rounds. EUBANK looked scared to death, didn't want to engage, he's backing up from early in the fight. He looked like the Liam Smith 1 fight, just scared to death in there, and it was evident. But because you've got bets on and the cash out's down and or you can't cash out, it creates disincentives to your interest, and there's no advantage really. It's the FOMO though. The FOMO gets you. You think, yeah, but if I don't get in now before the fight, maybe I'll never get in. From now on, I'd rather not get in. Don't be sitting there messy, and I'm pushing this. On this occasion, I think it works out. I've done all right. I got lucky essentially, but it can easily go the other way. You're better off being flat. It comes on the TV, and sometimes a fight is a 50-50 life and death, and there's no value. Great, you can enjoy it. That's the other thing. When you've got money on the line, it does ruin the fight. I spend most of the time pushing buttons on my phone rather than watching it. Do you know what I'm saying? If it's a life and death, for example, EUBANK and Ben won, I wouldn't have even touched that in game, because who knows how it was going to go. Honestly, there was no real value there, really. And that's how you have to be, man. You have to buy the dip, essentially. And the equivalent here is, we all bought EUBANK at the highs, essentially. We had no idea how he was coming in. We saw how he left the first fight. Yeah. We bought the highs. The odds the odds only went down for EUBANK since the bell went. Yeah, you don't want to buy the highs. You're better off, look at Lyndon Arthur in his last fight. He gets knocked down I watched him recover a bit the next round, and I thought, you know what, Linden at 8-1 on points is still worth a punt. Bosh. Those are the plays I'm doing. I'm not doing this before pre-game rubbish, man. You don't know what you're gonna get, and maybe that will be a scam as well, and we'll talk about that at the time. So anyway, what was the total again? I forgot. It was 25 on the other account, and then it was 47, 37, 32. So we've made, all in all on these two accounts, we're up 32 large at this point, and this is the big one, man. I didn't even dare check this account, to be fair. I didn't even dare check this account, to tell the truth to the masses. I woke up, what day was it, Tuesday or something? When I think I've lost money, I try to avoid it. I try to avoid looking. If I don't see it, it's almost like a 3-year-old mindset. There's been research that shows if a 3-year-old covers their eyes, they believe no one can see them. And that's what I do with these accounts. If I think I'm down, I think, well, if I don't look, it's not really real yet. I do that as well if I've got the, when you run a bill up and some cat's emailing you saying, oh, these corny Santander cats, they've been chasing me for 7, you know what I mean? Back in the early days, I'd be like, I don't even want to open the letter. Do you see that one there? You don't even want to, even though it's there, you don't want to open the letter because it causes bit ag and stress, undue distress and alarmment. So you just bury your head in the sand kind of thing. I like doing that one there. That stayed with me since I was 3 years old. Put your head in the sand and bury it in there. And it's not real. Anyway, them Santander cats, how many years it been now, man? They've been waiting. Yeah, they don't want this. Trust me. You best believe it, man. The best man at Santander could never get that money. It's the truth. What are you going to do, man? Come get it. Who won it? Yeah? How much does the moody Santander slaphead want that money back, the too large they allegedly owed? How much? They don't want it at all, man. And they know better than that as well. They're knocking my door. That'll be the last thing they do as well, for damn sure. Yeah? So what's that? I forgot the numbers again. Let's call it 30. It was around 30, wasn't it? We was up around 30 on them 2 ones. And then the big Johnny Bosch came in. EUBANK and BENN to go the distance. We made 62 large. So that's a 90 take home there, total. And then we bet some more on CONOR BENN to win on points. 20 large. And I'm surprised about this. I think what happened was they do have a breakdown actually. Let's finish the total. What was it? 30 plus 60. That's around 90. Plus 20. That's around 110. Plus 50. So, yeah. 160 quid at the weekend. Off of a dodgy, moody situation. And that's all from in-game plays as well. Not obviously, my pre-game plays were rubbish. They all lost. But pushing buttons in-game. But again, Ben could have stopped EUBANK and it would have been down 100 odd or more. So it's one of them ones. You win some, you lose some, right? I did lose 90 quid on that. But again, that should have been a good play though. Zach Parker and Boazzi, I lost 90 quid that day. But in reality, it's not the fact that I was wrong, right? Zach Parker did win that fight. And if he had won, I'd have been up 60, 70. It's because it's Kabbalistic. Yeah, that's why that went that way. It's not the lot. People say, oh, AB, you lose all the time. Not really, bro. I've lost some, no doubt, but not really. There's a lot of scams as well. Moody bricked up. Moody envelopes. Yeah. There's a lot of that going on. Which, if this game was pure, you could make some good coups. You could run some coup d'etats on these, man. For sure, you could. Let me show you the breakdown quick. Before I get out of here of the, where would it be? It should be on here, really. I want to show you the in-game plays I was hitting. Because you can get some crazy odds. I'm not sure it will tell you the round it was. No, it won't tell you the round. There's no way to log the round. I want to do settled bets. Alright. Yeah, to be fair, yeah. If that fight didn't go the distance, that would have been 60 quid just wiped out right there. Right. Oh my god, did I lose 2? I lost tenner on that as well. What a muppet. Oh, that's what it was, yeah. What was that then? I don't even know what's going on here, to be fair. Ben by decision. So there's a tenner on Ben by decision. This must have been late in the fight. Yeah, it's 10.40. Rubbish odds. Let's go to the top. Where are the good odds? I was getting some sick odds on Ben. I'm sure I was. Odds. Oh, here we go. Here's a little look here. Look. That was done before the fight as well. So you got Ben on points. 7-1. Fiver. So there's 35 quid right there. And then obviously the EUBANK points, I put 20 down like a muppet. I got bumped. Where's the in-game? So we know these are in-game because it's past 10 o'clock. So I'm not sure exactly what round it'd be. I guess it's around round 3 probably. If we assume the fight started at 10 on the dot, I'm not sure if it did or not, but this was at 10:16 at night. So let's say we're 3 or 4 rounds in, you could still get Ben at 3-1. And you put a little mash down as well. Oh no, that's wicked as well. That's a lick there. Oh, that was before the fight. I got Ben at 6-1, only £3. And that generated 20 quid there. All these are Bens. See how I mean? This is magical from the YB, man. All these little button pushes, just back in Ben. That was in the fight as well. 10-15. We got 3.5-1, another 3.5-1. So there it is, folks. Don't do the pre-game rubbish, because you've got really... I'd like to believe in people, yeah? And that was part of my analyses, baby please, before the fight. I said, yeah, but EUBANK's not going to punk out, right? So we can trust him. No, you can't trust these men at all. Not one of them can you trust. Yeah? You can't trust any of them. So wait until, and I've been saying this for ages, but not following my own advice. Wait until the fight starts. And you get a read of who's serious and who's not. Yeah? There's nothing worse than losing money. Boazzi is a great example of that, actually. Yeah? In the Boazzi, you'd have still lost money, actually. Betting in-game on Boazzi and Parker, what would I have done? Well, I did it. But it would have been less messy, to be fair. What happened was, I was gassed up, man. I put 100 quid on Boazzi and said, yeah, it's free money. I'll just take £25 for nothing. And then halfway through the fight, I thought, the commentators were in my ear, giving it all that. So then I started chasing it. So I cancelled the Boazzi bet. That lost me 50 quid. Because I put 100 on, he's getting punched up, or getting stunk out. So the cash out was minus 50. So I've lost 50 quid there. I would then try and chase it with Parker winning on points, which was at 1-1 odds. I put 100 down there, and bosh, they both got, so I lost 150 in that little thing there. But it does all relate to in-game versus pre-game betting. Why? If I'd have been flat, had no positions before the fight, I may have lost 20, 30, 40 quid on Parker. The reason I had to do 100, partly greed, but in my mind I'm thinking, well, I've just lost 50 on Boazzi for sure because I cashed out, so I need to chase that now, right? So I've got to put 100 down so I can make 100 profit at 1-1, break even on my 50 and get my little drink. So even then, you can't justify doing pre-game thing. You can't do it, especially on favourites. Even full stop, EUBANK, the odds I was taking, he wasn't, I mean, the odds were like close to 1-1 anyway for EUBANK and Ben. I think you can get EUBANK at 1.8 decimal, which is like 8-10. So it wasn't massive anyway, but even then, look, what's the point? Where's the upside here? What do you get? I guess the argument is, well, the upside is where the FOMO comes from, the fear of missing out. It comes from a place of, for me at least, the estrogen. You become sexualized and you start thinking, yeah, but EUBANK's so big and strong. If I don't get in now, after 3 rounds, Ben might be splattered, and hence, the odds will go. And you'll go from getting 3-1 to some rubbish stinky thing. You'll go from getting 3-1 to like 1-3. So it's the greed pub. I'm cutting the greed out now. I'm going to sit back, not do no... I'll do a little bit before, like a tenner here, tenner here. I'm not doing no big things. I'm not doing no big things no more, man. Or relatively big things. I'll do a little tenner here, a little tenner there before. And then in the game, I'll just sit back. If I see something that smells sweet, I'll bosh it right on there and then. No ag as well. The stress comes from knowing you got 100 on Bawazi and is getting weighed in. That's when you start panicking. There's no need for it. You don't need it for what? And these new age men are not reliable. They're not. They're not reliable. Yeah? They have one decent fight. Bawazi's had one decent fight with Callum Smith. He had one decent fight with Callum Smith. And he had to have a 6-month retreat to think about it. These new age men ain't reliable like that. You can't bet. EUBANK the same way. Oh, he had a moody rehydration clause. He's a grown-ass man. He signed the contract. He knew what he was doing. No one made him do the rematch. So since he did, you can't trust him. You can't trust him at all. There's no point whatsoever. I'm trying to think of an example. You should do it before. Well, I'll tell a lie. I have done fake Paul before. I've done fake Paul and AJ. But those are 10-1 fights, right? I think it's different when the odds are massive because you don't have to put a lot down. I can put 20 on Jake Paul. It's not a big deal. It's the favourite ones when you think something's definitely going to happen and the guy's already a 1-4 favourite, and you can't go wrong. That's where it goes wrong often. If you're backing an underdog, they're supposed to lose anyway. So who cares? It can't really get much worse than a 10-1 underdog like fake Paul, can it? What are you gonna lose? Do you know what I mean? I remember Dave Allen and Johnny Fisher. I put a tenner on him in the first fight at 10-1. Why not? It makes sense. Maybe Dave Allen goes in there and boshes him on the side of his head, and he goes in a big heap. He wouldn't necessarily be able to react to it. Anyway, that's my breakdown. And I did mention another player I'm going to be exploiting. I should have gone bigger on this one, man. But these clowns, they do mess up. This was ridiculous. This Adam Azim play, I should have gone all in. I should have put 400 large down on this one right here. Adam Azim to land the most power punches was at 1.5 decimal, which means if you put 1,000 down, you'd have made £530 profit back. Can you believe that? Off Adam Azim to land the most power punches against an idiot. That was always going to happen. So you have to strike while the iron's hot. They don't always come. But when they do come, or the other one the other week, check this out. It was diabolical. Check this one out here. Boots Ennis, when he was fighting that random plumber, I think it was Boots Ennis to throw the most punches, and it was 2.5 decimal. So if you put £100 down, they'd have paid you 150 profit for Boots to throw the most punches against a bum. So there's little things I was acting like a virgin, but it works the other way though. When the odds are too good to be true, like when I saw this Adam Azim one, I thought, oh, maybe they know something I don't. That's how it gets you. You have to re-engineer that way of thinking, because all I'll be doing is getting bumped anyway on these fake little ones they be running. So you might as well take the ones that are good. Anyway, I'm out of it, folks. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, check out my Patreon. We've got the video. The Pork did not want the internet to see. Porky's Corner got this video deleted and banned. So if you're interested in checking it out, yeah, the X-rated harassment and alarmment that I put on the Pork Corner, you click this button right here. And if not, I'll catch you, man, on the flip. Bosh.